Hey guys, it's me. I have actually gone through a rebrand here recently. I was thinking about a lot of stuff. I was just kind of sitting and debating about it, and eventually I came to the conclusion that being that my life is kind of taking a shift and moving forward in a new direction, I want to recognize that change and the improvement in myself. So I looked for something that I felt conveyed that, and something that I liked personally, obviously. And so yeah, a little short story on that. It's not the real story for today. Like, there'll be a proper story for today. I'm just figured I'd talk about this in the beginning. I was looking at different things, and on Discord, which, in case you guys already know I'm on Discord, you guys can come check me out. Come say hey, pop into my server. It's gonna be pretty cool shit when I get it fixed up and everything. It's gonna be good to go. It's gonna be amazing. Might even start doing videos and D&D sessions I run there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good fun. But I was on there one day and I was going through a little short mini spurt where I was like, oh, let's use all these cool symbols to make my name. And I had these cool symbols. And one of the symbols, the symbol that was using the O, I was using the omega symbol. You know, the Greek letter omega, capitalized. And they couldn't read my name because I was using fancy text and they were on a phone. So all they could see was that omega symbol, so they called me Omega. And I was like, it actually has a bit of a ring to it. I like it. I like it. What can I do with that? And so then I was doing some thinking and some toying around, and I was like, I could use Omega. That sounds like a good, first part. I want to have a second bit. And I said, well, Alaska has the Aurora Borealis, and I've been in Alaska for a long time. Let's go with Omega Borealis. Sounds good. And there we go. The name was born. Ta-da. Little mini story for you. Now on to the real story. So, today I figure I'd go over why I am me. Why did I get into, how did I get into YouTube videos, and before that, how did I get into video games, and what brought me to coin my original name. So I figured I'd tell the story. You know, it's a bit of a long one, so buckle in. This video is going to be a little bit. It all started years and years ago. It must have been around 2005, if memory serves me correctly. Somewhere around there. 2005 is actually the year Kingdom Hearts 2 released. Now, I didn't know about Kingdom Hearts 2 at the time. I only knew about Kingdom Hearts 1, but a friend of mine, I was hanging out at his house. We're going to call him Steven, alright? So I was chilling at Steven's house one day, and he's showing off all of his PS2 games that he's got, because, you know, his mom's cool. She bought him all these cool PS2 games. And so he showed me, he got to this one, he said, yeah, this one's Kingdom Hearts. It's one of my favorites. And I said, oh, cool, what's that about? That looks like Donald and Goofy on the cover. What is all this? What are you going on about? So he starts telling me about it, and then he stops, and he says, no, you know what? And he goes and he pops it in, and he says, here, you're going to start playing it right now. So we boot it up, and I start it up, and I just get hit with, this sense of, epicness, because I had not really played much for video games up to that point, so I really had, no proper experience with it. I'd played a little bit, we're talking, I think that at that point my experience only consisted of Sega Genesis and a Nintendo 64. Now, the Nintendo 64 was obviously pretty nice, but, it didn't prepare me for this game. Let me just say that. That opening CGI right there just, blew me away. Cool. I was really into it immediately, from that point. I was just this is amazing. How have I not heard of this before? And so, I get started. I get in playing the game. It becomes, one of my favorite games. He gives me his memory card and his copy of the game. He told his mom that he lost it, and she bought him another copy of it. And then we just copied his save file over his memory card. And so that way we both had our own individual save files to the game. And we were both playing through it, and I tell you what, in the time I spent there with Steven, I probably knew Steven for a good 2 years while I was down there. I beat that game 6 times. I loved the shit out of that game. And it was the only one I knew about at the time. I didn't know anything about any of the other ones. They didn't exist for me. It was just this game, and this game was that awesome. To be fair, I didn't do everything, even though I did beat the game 6 times. I pretty much was just doing it for the playing. I didn't know the ultimate weapon was a thing, so I didn't do the ultimate weapon. And I didn't get the Save the King. I got the Save the Queen, I believe. One of them, the time runs, I did, and I succeeded. The other one I was trying to do, and I hadn't quite beaten it yet. I didn't see the point in the synthesis material stuff, so I only went to, I think I got to, the tier before you would have been given the ultimate weapon. So, of course, I didn't know that that existed, but I did, almost everything up to that point. I was like, yeah, this is cool. I wasn't one for going and farming the materials. I was just kind of oh, I guess I don't have the jump to create any of this stuff, so, oh well. I just went back to playing the game, you know. All fun stuff. I used to spend a lot of time designing gummy ships, so I had 7 different favorite gummy ship designs that I had, and I really liked them. I was really proud of them. it was cool. I loved the shit out of that game. So there was that. Going through and being exposed to that game like that through that time when I didn't have a lot of good influences on me. I'm not gonna lie, my family was not the best. They had their moments, but those moments were just buried under the everyday crap. That it was not a good environment. And not gonna lie, I really wasn't the best kid back then either, but you can't really blame me given my role models at the time. However, that did change thanks to video games, and I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. So that was Kingdom Hearts. I saw his devotion to his friends and what they meant to him, and I knew even at that time I didn't have a lot of friends. I only had like 2 or 3 really good friends. 3, actually. By the end of this all, I had 3 good friends. And like little kids do, we had this little code thing. And so Steven and I both wanted to be Sora because we both felt we were badass enough to be main character material. So we argued and bitched and moaned over who got to be Sora, and then I finally said, it's okay, it's fine, I'll just be Mickey. It's all good. We're good. I'll be the Enigma. I'll be Mickey. So he was Sora, and then we had a short buddy, we're going to call him Paul, and he became Donald. And then the really tall kid, we're going to call him Kevin. Kevin became Goofy. So we had Mickey, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. We had the gang. We used to hang out at lunch and chill. We never really hung outside of school, just due to Paul and Kevin's kind of like family dynamic, I guess. Steven and I were the only ones that really hung out a lot and really hit it off. Dude, it was fun. Like, I'll tell you guys the story of how I stayed up for a whole week just hanging out with Steven one time. Like, I didn't get any sleep for 6 solid days. I'll tell you guys that story one day. We used to hang out, that had a pretty big effect on me. And then right around the same time that I first got introduced to Kingdom Hearts, because that was around when, like, I didn't start playing his PS2 until after I finally got my PS2. My PS2 came because my mom's then boyfriend at the time had a PS2. She went and splurged and bought him a PS3 for Christmas. So he got the PS3. He was super hippity happy, and of course he got the old generation PS3 that could do backwards compatible for all his PS2 games. He just gave me his PS2 to shut me up. Those were his words, literally. Like, maybe this will shut you up. He gave me his PS2 and a couple of games. I had 2 games already due to a fluke. Another little story I'll tell you guys later about what my mom did for us one Easter. So I had 2 PS2 games. I had Gran Turismo 3 and I had Finding Nemo. Technically, I didn't have Finding Nemo, but it was basically mine because my sister didn't have anything to do with the games. That wasn't her thing. Nah. She was doing her own thing that was a lot worse for her, I could argue, than what I was doing. So he gave me a couple of games. One of them was Ratchet & Clank. The original Ratchet & Clank. I fell in love with that game as soon as I started playing it. Like, just the wacky weapons and the characters and stuff. I didn't even ever get very far in the game, but I played the crap out of it. To be fair, part of the reason I didn't get very far in the game is because the time I spent playing it, I didn't have a memory card, so I had to start over from the beginning every time. But it got to the point where I could sit there for 2 hours and catch back up to just about where I was, but I was stuck on this stupid set of puzzles. Now, I can tell you, future me from then has gone through and beaten the whole game. I've already, blasted through that game. It was difficult, but it wasn't crazy difficult in terms of, puzzles and stuff. I figured it out pretty easily years down the line. But back then, it was tough and it was crazy. I'm not going to get into too many spoilers for those who haven't, but there's a bit where you go through a particular person's secret training base, and you have to solve all these difficult puzzles, and the idea is you're going to be recruited into this elite group if you get through all these puzzles. And I was stuck on those puzzles. Those of you who've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. I was stuck on those stupid puzzles. But I still had so much fun playing, even though I was playing through all the same stuff over and over and over again. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I found, throughout my different playthroughs, I ended up finding, all those different gold bolts scattered among them. So I went back later on when I played it here in recent years. I found them all pretty easily. Boom, ba-ding, done. It was amazing. It was so much fun. That game and the sort of moral compass that Clank tried to instill in Ratchet, that helped with me. Ratchet was out to do everything for his own good, and things weren't working out really for him. But when he started doing things for the good of everyone, he saw a way that he could help other people, and he did it, and it made everybody's lives better. That rubbed off on me, because I saw a lot of my family doing things that helped them, and not anyone else. And they didn't seem to be doing very well off for it. They were always looking for more. And I was looking for more too, because I wasn't happy with what was going on in my life at the time. So I branched out and, looked for other things to do. And it happened to be both Ratchet and Clank and Kingdom Hearts that caught my interest and sort of pulled me in. And it helped that I spent a good amount of time playing them as opposed to, living in real life. Like I'll tell you, like half of my life that I remember back then involved playing those games or, something involving them. So either I was talking about them or making something to do with them. Because I've been creating and designing things since I was a kid. Particularly to do with Kingdom Hearts and Ratchet and Clank stuff. So like I used to draw out primitive like Omni wrenches and hoverboards and keyblades. I used to design keyblades, and I have in recent years up here I actually had a whole notebook of keyblades. And eventually one day I'll recreate the keyblades I had written in the back of that if I can ever remember them all. But we're talking I had a notebook and the whole back like 6 pages was filled with page upon page of grids of keyblades. And they were all different. Like you couldn't pull 2 of them together and be like, oh, these are the same. No, they were distinctly different in their own way, and they all had like my sort of art style with them, so it was really cool. I really liked them. I even had sets that went in together with different themes and stuff. It was really cool. I was really into it. I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, so they really influenced my life. And so if you look at my email, it's Sora Lombax. Well, Sora, obviously, Sora. And Lombax being Ratchet's race. Ratchet is a Lombax. So I said, alright, let's throw this together. That sounds good. Because we're talking, this is like 12-year-old me or 10-year-old me or however old I was at the time when I actually made this email. So I was like, that sounds cool, Those were the first things in my mind when I thought of what to give myself a name for it. And so I came up with those. And then a little later on when I had actually made a YouTube account, now that I had the Gmail, I had a Google account so I could make these other ones. I decided to coin myself, it was like Sora Lombax Network. I said when I eventually get into making YouTube videos, I'll make YouTube videos covering, content on Kingdom Hearts and Ratchet and Clank stuff mainly. So like I'll do, theory, speculations, or gameplay videos mostly is what I was thinking at the time, was gameplay videos of Ratchet and Clank and Kingdom Hearts. Like that was going to be the meat of my channel. Or I was going to do discussion videos on like, possible changes to the games. That's something that came more recently, that idea. But that's because I've been watching a lot more like theory-based channels where they're around, they have a topic and they do all kinds of different stuff to do with that topic. Kind of cool, actually. I really like those. I like some of them. They're pretty cool. But that was the idea. So I said, okay. And, silly young me thinking of cool names, I was like, alright, let's call it the Sora Lombax Network. Like a TV network dedicated to this, even though it wasn't TV and it wasn't a broadcast at all. It was just going to be me dorking around on a computer, recording these videos and putting them up for nobody to watch. Now, that was my idea. Like, I was perfectly fine with nobody watching them. I was just proud of having done them. Like, that was where I was at. I wanted to do them. And I still kind of am there. I still plan on doing stuff to do with Kingdom Hearts and Ratchet and Clank content. Like, I don't think it's going to be the focus of my channel because it's not fair to shut so many other really great games that I have found since then out just because of the childhood attachment to them. And that's one of the ways that I think I've grown above what I used to be as. Then I was kind of like stuck in that, and now I am more than happy to like branch out. Like, it's still the channel banner at the moment because I haven't updated it yet, but the banner has all these different video game icon characters that I plastered together because it's sort of like an entwining universe with all of them. And I like that concept. I don't want to be just sort of limited down by one or another. I want to be able to do all kinds of stuff. So I figured a big general rebranding was necessary for that. I wanted to branch out and make it known that I'm not just going to be covering that stuff. So if you don't see a lot of that stuff for a while, that's why. And I am working on a proper intro and outro. I've got to come up with, I'm still on the ground level with those, but hopefully this next week, that's what I'll be working on. And so I'll have a short video that I'll put up, just me talking about the why I designed them the way I did, and that video will have the intro and the outro on them. And then from that point on, my videos will have the intro and outro after that. And also, for those of you, if any of you wondered at all why I did so minimal with my editing job on my last video, that was because the software I was using was supposed to be really complex, and I don't know if I'm just clueless and I just can't figure it out, but I could not figure out how to do anything more complicated than what I did, so I kind of went with that. But, yeah. Hopefully, this one's going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be jump cuts and stuff over annoying bits. Probably even that. I'm looking for a better software, and I'm even debating putting money into it because I plan on doing this for the long term. So, we shall see where I go from there. But, yeah, So I'm excited about the changes and everything, and hopefully, if you guys liked what you saw, you know, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know. Also, I want to say, in the comment section of this video, if you guys have any questions for me, anything you want to know, anything you're curious about, ask me. Ask away. When I get enough questions on it, I'll do a video where I answer all your questions and stuff. I'm looking forward to that. I want people to give me feedback and stuff. I'm also going to be asking on my Discord, so if you want to go, my Discord is in the description box below. You can check that and go into my server, shoot me a message, maybe even, you know, stay in the server for some of the big plans I've got for it. I've got them all kind of laid out in there, and all you got to do is go in and ask me, and I'll tell you. So yeah, you know, y'all can look forward to more exciting things in the future. I'm excited for everything that's going to be happening. I'm still waiting on some answers for my last Fallout Let's Play video. I want to kind of hold on that for a week or two longer to see if somebody will give me an answer. That's just me begging for a comment. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll chat with y'all again next week. Peace.